Jesus. Okay.
So Jesus said to them, "Children, you did not have any fish, do you?" They answered him, "No." And he said to them, "Cast the net on the right-hand side of the boat, and you will find a catch." So they cast, and when they were not able to haul it in because of the great number of fish.
All right. So Jesus manifested himself before dawn when darkness veiled his appearance slightly. So that's part of the reason I didn't recognize him. And he said, "Hey, children." You see, that's such a lousy translation. It's not like children. It'd be like, of course, this sounds a little crazy to us, but it'd be like out in England, "Hey, lads." Or we would say, "Hey, you guys. You guys got anything? Hey." You know? That's all. It's not, he's like, "Ah, you little children, you know, what's the matter with you? You playing around over there?" No. Hey, guys, have you caught anything? And of course, after a night's toil, the advice of another. So they thought maybe he's another fisherman on shore, because here's what happened. People in the fish market came to the shore at dawn to get the boats as they came in and get fresh fish, take it to the market. So these guys, this is a whole fishing community. They figured maybe there's a fisherman on the shore and he can see the fish over on the other side of the boat. And he's saying, "Hey, throw your net over there. Maybe there's something over there." And anyway, they catch such a school of fish, you know, and the blessing of the Lord are too great just to be a lucky coincidence. So the first thing that happens is John immediately catches on. Wait a minute. What is this, just luck? We throw it over on starboard, suddenly we catch so many fish that it's pulling our boat? No, something's got to be going on, right? So, caught nothing. The result was not because of Peter's disobedience or running away from his calling as an apostle. That's not why he went fishing. He's running away from something, right? It's just another insightful snapshot that John gives us of Peter's very human, impulsive busyness and energy. Now, you see, when I sit up here week by week and I talk, I can see that Caleb, he squidges around like a squidgy come squeegee. He's a very active guy. He's like Peter. You know, I mean, Peter's not just going to sit around and say, "Well, the Lord said he's going to show up in Galilee. I tell you, why don't we just sit here and eat and hang out on the shore and watch other fishermen?" Forget about it. You know what I mean? So he's just giving you a little snapshot. This is what Peter, John loves to kid around about Peter. Because Peter and John were like, you know, that close. You know? And he also gives us a little insight into Peter's unconscious ability to influence the others with his forceful energy. He just says, "I'm going fishing." Everybody says, "Yeah, I'm going too." And suddenly, all 7 guys are on the boat. And at least 2 of them were never fishermen in their lives. And they're out there. And again, that's Caleb. You know what I mean? Caleb and Sammy, if you're around very long, they'll get you on their boat.
I try, but they don't come with me.
Well, you see.
I've been trying to get ready for years.
You see, maybe Caleb's got more influence, you know. But anyway, this is the story. Caleb and Sammy got a little fishing boat, and they go out. Anybody likes fishing? Get in touch with them. All right, here we go. This event was meant to confirm Jesus' manifestation as the ruler of land and sea, and to teach a divine principle, which is all work is futile for the disciple who does so in his own strength and wisdom. So Peter, 9 times out of 10, would go out fishing. He'd catch something, but not last night. Because the Lord said, "You know something, Peter? You used to go fishing whenever you wanted to, but I got a nice plan for you." And the second thing we learn is we subsequently discover the Lord's divine provision and abundance just on the other side of the boat. So many times we kind of come up dry, we don't know what we're doing with that, and then the Lord just says something, "Oh, try that." And we try that, 153 fish. It's just, John is showing a very human, the Lord's miracles are so human, you got to think for a while and then say, this is the Lord, right? So that's, of course, exactly what happened, as we find out right now. Giovanna?
Therefore, that disciple whom Jesus loved said to Peter, "It is the Lord."
No, he doesn't. He says, "It's the Lord." Okay.
So when Simon Peter heard that it was the Lord, he put his outer garment on, for he was stripped for work, and he threw himself into the sea. But the other disciples came in the little boat, for they were not far from the land, but about 100 yards away, dragging the net full of fish.
Now, do you see John paint a little picture, a little bit more about Peter, you know, right there? Okay. John loved Jesus so much, he always asked him first. So John is a little quieter. He said, wait, this is the Lord. Peter didn't even think about the Lord. He says, 1 fish, 2 fish, 3 fish. But, so Peter's not as discerning as John. But as soon as John says it's the Lord, Peter knows it's the Lord. Peter's one of those guys, I should have had a V8. As soon as you say it, he knew it. And anyway, so John's the first one to say it's the Lord. But who's the first one in the water? Peter. He just jumps overboard, which is the stupidest thing you can do. What are you going to do? And he jumps overboard with his coat on. So now he gets up to land, and he now weighs 250 pounds instead of 150 pounds because his coat, well, anyway, there we go. So Peter, true to form, jumped right in with impatient energy and right into the most awkward moments of his lifetime as he stood there wringing wet in the silence of yearning before. You can just picture it. The rest of the disciples are now rowing in. They're dragging this big net of fish. Takes them 100 yards. How long does it take to row 100 yards? Caleb, give us an estimate. 10 minutes. Peter's already in there, and he's standing there saying, what he wants to say to the Lord, you couldn't stop him if he could get going, but he's a little bit ashamed. This is very awkward. But he loves the Lord so much, he jumps out of the boat, goes in there, and he doesn't even think. Then he's there. It's the most awkward moment in his life. Why did I do this? He looks out at the boat. Come on in, guys. That's that. Anyway, you see. And the other guys, including John, stay on board and drag the net in. Okay, let's see here. Now, the question is, when was Peter restored to Jesus? And there's two ways of thinking about it, and we can appreciate both. In both Luke 24:34 and 1 Corinthians 15:5, it is stated that Peter had a private meeting with Jesus after his resurrection. You remember when the guys came back from the road to Emmaus, they went back to the disciples in the upper room and said, we've seen the Lord.